very good evening once again to all my students. A very good evening to all. Is my voice clear to you?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Yes,
Yes,
ma'am.
ma'am.
If anyone having any sort of difficulties, like if my voice is not clear or you will have some doubt in between the classes, you can make me stop, okay? And you can repeat, you can ask me what is your doubt. So I hope all of you are present. So today, can you see the slides that I share? Is the slide
Yes,
visible to you?
yes, ma'am.
Okay. So today's class is on the poultry waste management, pollution and environmental issues. So it comes under Unit 7. So on analysis of the topic, today's topic, we come to know that something we are going to deal on the waste management. Okay, the waste management, it is the poultry waste management is the unwanted substances or residues that we get from that we receive from a poultry farm. That is called the poultry waste. Okay, pollution and environmental issues. So, what are the environmental and pollution issues that may be arises or that may be created because of poultry waste? Okay, so these all things we are going to study today. Again, I repeat, today we are going to learn what is poultry waste and how. Yes, somebody. Okay. So in today's class, we are going to learn what are the poultry waste, how we are going to manage it, and what are the pollution and environmental issues that may be created because of poultry waste, and how we are going to deal it. So all these things we are going to study in today's class. So the poultry waste. Okay, the poultry waste means any unwanted substances that we receive from the farm. That is called a poultry waste. It may be a livestock waste or it may be a poultry waste. So if it is a cattle or dairy farm, then you can say it is a livestock or cattle waste product. Here, our question here, we are dealing only about the poultry farm. So the waste that is going to produce from the poultry farm, that is the poultry waste. Okay. So the poultry waste, it is basically divided into two. One is the solid waste and another is the liquid waste. Okay. The solid waste, here it comes, the solid product. It may be either feces, which is combined with the urine, which is combined with the urine. So you can call it as a fecal and urinary excreta. It may be poultry litter. So poultry litter like the litter materials or the bedding materials that we use in the poultry farm. It may be sawdust, it may be straw, it may be wood shavings. All these come under a poultry litter. Next is the dead birds. So it can be a dead birds packaging materials. So packaging materials that we use in the farm. It may be broken egg tray. So it may be dead birds, it may be packaging materials. Packaging materials, it may be all sort of materials like plastic materials, like eggplant that we use in the that it is used in the poultry farm. All this comes under solid waste. And also you have the waste feed. So some of the feed that you are feeding to the chicken, they are also spill out. Okay, all this come under waste feed. Next is the feathers. So feathers are like the chicken feathers that you can see lying here and there in the poultry farm. These are the chicken feathers. Hatchery waste. Hatchery waste includes the broken eggs, the egg cells, the infertile eggs, the dead embryo. All these come under the hatchery waste. So, in a nutshell, a solid waste that we receive from a poultry farm, they are fecal and urinary excreta. It may be poultry litter, it may be dead birds, or it may be some packaging materials, or it may be feed waste or some hatchery waste product. So secondly is the liquid waste. So liquid waste, it comprises of water that is used for cleaning the farm. So every day we clean the farm, the set of the farm, the floor of the farm, the premises of the farm, the water that is used for cleaning the farm. Okay, and also the water that is used for cleaning the equipments. It may be drinker, it may be feeder, or it may be water that is used for cleaning the incubator. All this it includes under liquid waste. So it is divided, the poultry waste is divided into two. One is the solid waste, another is the liquid waste. And another we have, it is the gas. So gas like ammonia that is produced inside the poultry set. That is also another waste product that we can receive, that we get from a poultry farm. So in this slide, anyone having any sort of difficulties to understand how we are going to differentiate a solid waste or a liquid waste? Anyone having any sort of difficulty? Okay, then we can proceed to the next, okay? As we know that the poultry industry, it is increasing day by day. It's expanding its wings day by day. So therefore, the increasing challenges of the waste materials that is produced from the poultry farm is again another a big problem for the human, how we are going to manage it. So you cannot dump the poultry waste product here and there. You cannot throw it in open field because the flies will come and the foul smell will come, and nearby people they will start complaining to you. So it will create another problem to you. So it is our duty, and it is our duty like how we are going to dispose the poultry waste in a very proper manner, so that nobody should complain to you, so that there should not be any pollutions. It may be, so people are joining very late, so it makes me disturb. Here I repeat, because of the increasing poultry industry, it also increases the challenges to properly manage the waste product that is produced from the poultry farm. Therefore, a proper handling and the treatment of waste materials in a very proper way is a basis for useful and also for the productions of valuable byproducts, and also it will save the environment. So here come the pollution and environmental issues. So what are the environmental and pollution issues that may be arises if we do not treat or if we do not manage the poultry product properly? Okay. The first thing is that it creates serious environmental pollution. So when you throw the poultry waste product in an open field, then it will create the environmental pollution by emission of some smell. Some foul smell will be there, and there will be a promosis of flies and a rodent breeding site. Okay, it will also be developed. So people will start complaining to you. Again, I repeat. Then next point is that the algae productions. Okay, there is a very nutrient level. Okay, high nutrient level is present in an untreated poultry waste. The untreated poultry waste means the raw poultry waste that you collected from the farm. It contains a high level of nutrients. So this nutrient, it can promote the algae production and eutrophication. Okay, and this as a result, it will reduces the entry of sunlight. If you throw it in the water body, then it will reduces the entry of sunlight. and also the oxygen level in the water, it will decrease. Therefore, it will threaten the flora and fauna that is present in the ecosystem, that is present in the water body. As a result, it will create a water problem. Okay. Again, I repeat, if you throw the poultry waste product in the water body, then there will be algae. It will promote the algae productions and eutrophications will be there. It will lead to the water pollution. The flora and fauna that is present in the water body, it will be disturbed, ultimately leading to water pollution. Next is that this point, okay, growth of toxic microbes like Pfiesteria fisicida. It means that a poultry waste product, it has a serious impact, okay, because it will promote the growth of some toxic microbes like Pfiesteria fisicida. And these organisms, it can cause underground contamination, leading to the spread of pathogens to the nearby area. So this is another very harmful effect. Again, I repeat, if you throw the poultry waste product in an open field, then there would be productions of some toxic microbes like Pfiesteria fisicida. And these microorganisms, it has the ability to contaminate the underground area, the surrounding area, it will contaminate. So it will lead to the spread of infections, not only to the human, but also the animals which approach to the nearby area. Okay. So last is the soil pollution. The poultry waste product, again, it has a very disaster effect on the soil. How? Because the poultry waste product, it has the ability to destroy the physical and chemical properties of the soil, causing a soil pollution. So in this slide, we are going to learn that what are the pollution and environmental issues that may be created if a poultry waste product is remain untreated. Okay. The first is that it will create the environmental pollution. The poultry waste product, it will cause the environmental pollution by producing some offensive smells. Okay. And it will lead to the promotion of some breeding sites of flies and rodents. And next point is that the high nutrient content the poultry, it will promote the algae production and eutrophication, leading to the water pollution. And next point, the water it will trigger the growth of some toxic microbes like Pfiesteria fisicida. And this organism, it has the ability to cause underground contamination, leading to the soil pollution. And another way of soil pollution is that the poultry waste product, it has the ability to destroy the physical and the chemical properties of the soil, leading to the soil pollution. So overall, a poultry waste product, they will cause environmental pollution. It may be in the form of these air pollutions, may be in the form of soil pollutions, or in the form of water pollution. And side by side, it has the ability to spread the microorganisms to the nearby area. So these are some problems that is going to arise if we do not treat the poultry waste product properly. Is it clear? Is this slide clear to you?
Yes.
Anyone from Mizoram? Anyone having any difficulty in this slide?
No, ma'am.
No, ma'am.
Okay, so we are going to proceed to the next. Okay. So here comes the importance of waste management. Why we need to manage the why it becomes necessary to manage the poultry waste product, okay, effectively and efficiently. The first thing is that prevention of disease. So as I already said that some microorganisms, they will spread to the nearby land and it will spread infections to the human, to the other animals. So if you manage the poultry waste properly, then it will control the prevention of diseases. Second is the elimination of the threats of the waste. So if we treat the poultry waste properly, then what are the problems that is going to arise because of the untreated waste product? It will be decreases. Third is the reduce fly nuisance. So if you again if you treat the poultry waste product in a very proper way, so that there would be no flies problem will be okay. So that the fly problem will not be there. So we have to treat the poultry waste in such a way that it should reduce the fly problems. Next point, stops offensive odor from waste. Of course, when there is no fly problems, then there would be decrease of odor, bad odor coming from the waste product. Reduce the environment pollutions. So again, when you do not throw the poultry waste product either in the open field or in the water body, then of course it will reduce the environmental pollution. It may be soil pollution or it may be water pollution. Convert the waste product into useful things. Now you have another option. One is you have to treat the poultry waste product and throw it properly. Second is that you have to convert it into some valuable byproducts. For example, the egg cell, all of you eat the egg, okay? The egg cell, we normally throw it. So the egg cell, it becomes a waste product, okay? But you can utilize the egg cell in a better way as a source of calcium, or you can use in the dental works to fill the cavities. So like that, you can convert it into some useful products. Next is the income generation. Of course, you can gain some income generation by selling of the waste product. Okay, so this is the objectives of the waste management. Again, I repeat, the first point is that if you properly manage the waste product, control or it will prevent the spreading of diseases. Second is the eliminate threats of waste. So whatever the problem that is going to arise because of untreated waste product, you can control it or you can eliminate it. The third point, reduce fly nuisance. Okay, so when you properly treat the poultry waste product, then of course there would be less chance of fly nuisance, less chance of arising or emissions of the offensive odors from the waste product, and as a result, it will reduce the environmental pollutions. Again, you can convert the poultry waste product into some valuable things like the egg. I had already given the example, the egg cell. Okay, the egg cell that we normally throw, you can use it as a very good source of calcium, and ultimately income generation by selling the waste products or the poultry. It may be like feeders. So feeders, we do not want the poultry feeder to keep at our home, okay? But if we sell the feeders and the people they will convert it into feeder milk. So like that you can gain some income by selling the waste product. It may be dung or it may be poultry feces or it may be poultry feeders. So if you sell it in return, you will get some income generation. So that is the objectives of the waste management. Is it clear to you?
Yes.
Okay. So now is the methods of poultry waste management. I had already said that you have to control the spreading of the flies. You have to control how we are going to control that. I have not discussed. Okay. So in the upcoming slide, I'm going to discuss how we are going to treat the poultry waste. So here, methods of poultry waste management. It means that what are the different methods that we can use for disposal and the treatment of the waste, the poultry waste. The first is the drying. Okay. It means that you can dry the poultry waste. For example, the manure, okay, the feces or the poultry waste, you can dry it. You can see in the picture even on the left side, a man is drying the poultry feces, okay, or poultry manure under the sunlight. He is raking it to make it dry, okay. So this is called the sun drying. So sun drying, it is the oldest method of processing a poultry waste, okay. And also it is the cheapest and most feasible method in a tropical country like India. So I repeat, the drying, the sun drying, it is the oldest method and also it is the cheapest and most feasible method, especially in a tropical country like India. Okay, so you can see a man is drying the poultry waste. Second is the air drying. You can see in the picture air drying. Okay, from a cylindrical type of device, a hot air is blown. The hot air, the temperature is 85 degrees centigrade. So this hot temperature is blown to the poultry manure, okay, and it will make the poultry waste dry. So this is another method of keeping the poultry waste management dry, the poultry waste dry, okay. So this is called the air drying. The air, a hot air of 85 degrees centigrade is blown to the poultry manure. That is called the air drying. And number C, you can see it is the heat drying. So heat drying is that drying the manure with the help of heat. So heat drying, it is the drying the poultry manure. So somebody is again trying to join. Heat drying, number C, it is the drying the poultry manure in some heating devices. Okay, the devices is heated at a temperature of 149 to 385 degrees centigrade. That is called the heat drying. You can see the difference between the sun drying, air drying, and heat drying. Sun drying, it is a simple one. You are drying the manure under the sunlight. That is the sun drying. Air drying, you can see, air drying here, hot air is blown to the poultry manure in order to make it dry. That is called the air drying. And heat drying here, heat, okay, the temperature around 149 to 385. This mass of heat, okay, is provided to devices and it will make the poultry manure dry. That is called the heat drying. So, what is the advantage of drying? The first advantage of drying is that it reduces the offensive smell. So, drying it will reduces the moisture content in the feces. So, when there is less moisture content, then there will be a less microbial action. When there is less microbial action, then there would be less offensive smell that will come from the waste product. That is the advantage of drying. And also a dry product is very easy to handle. So these are some benefits of drying. I repeat, the benefits of drying are it reduces the microbial load. It reduces the moisture content of the poultry waste product. As a result, there would be less offensive smell and ultimately a dry product is easy to handle. So this is the benefit of drying. Is it clear? Is it clear to you?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
You listen properly, okay? I will ask each and every one of you, I will ask the question at the end of the class. So you try to concentrate it. I may ask you, what is the temperature of heat drying? What is sun drying? What are different methods of drying? I may ask you. So you concentrate, and if you have any doubt, if you feel I am very much fast or if my voice is not clear, then you can make me stop, okay? This is the heaping. Heaping means that this stacking of poultry waste products. Okay, you can see in the picture, the left hand side. This is the stacking of poultry waste product one after another. That is called a heaping. I hope every one of you had seen the heaping of straw in the villages, straw heaping. Just like that, waste product can also be stored with like heaping. Okay, you can heap it in one particular area and you can store it. So what is the advantage of heaping? The one of the most important advantage of heaping is that it will increases the temperature inside the litter material. Okay, when you put your hand, you can feel it, the temperature will be high. So on an average, 20 degrees centigrade temperature will be there. And the rise of temperature, it will kill some microbes. Okay, for example, the coliform microbes, it will be killed. So this is one of the most benefit of heaping. You can close it with a big polythene or you can keep it in an open area. Okay. So after 6 to 9 months, this heaping, the product that you heap is already like mature. Mature in the sense that you can apply it as a fertilizer to the crop field. After 6 to 9 months, you can apply it to the crop field in the form of fertilizer. So the advantage of heaping is that the temperature that arises inside the heap, okay, it will kill some of the microorganisms. That is the benefit of heaping. Next is the spreading. You can see in the picture what is spreading. The spreading is the disposal of poultry manure by spreading it on the crop field or the grassland. With the help of one vehicle, you can see the poultry waste products are spread in the crop field. That's called the spreading. So in this slide, you can learn the two methods. One is the heaping, that is the deep stacking of the poultry waste product. Another is the spreading. Spreading is the throwing or spreading. You cannot say throw. Okay, better you say it is the method of disposal of poultry waste by spreading it on the cropland or the grassland. That is the spreading. In spreading also, you're utilizing the poultry waste product in the form of manure, okay, in the form of fertilizer, you're using it. So in heaping and also in spreading, you can utilize the poultry waste product in the form of fertilizer. So next point is the biogas production. So biogas, I hope many of you have the knowledge about the biogas. So biogas is like it replaces the use of firewoods. Okay. So biogas, how a poultry manure it helps in the productions of biogas. Okay, that we are going to see. The poultry manure or the litter, it has they contain a rich organic matter. Okay, nitrogen, phosphorus, potassium, and some like copper, cobalt, zinc, iron. Okay, they are contained in the poultry manure. Okay, so the poultry manure is very rich in nutrients. As a result, you can transform it into energy productions. The poultry manure is digested anaerobically. Okay, the poultry manure is digested anaerobically and produce a combustible gas. It may be methane, it may be carbon dioxide, it may be nitrogen, or it may be carbon monoxide or hydrogen. These gas are produced, and this gas you can utilize it like as you can utilize it in for cooking, for lighting, or also any electrical works. You can utilize the biogas. So how we are going to produce the biogas? I repeat, you collect all the you collect all the feces. Okay, you dump the feces in one covered tank, and inside the covered tank, the manure is digested anaerobically. Okay, in absence of oxygen, the manure will be digested, and it will produce some combustible gas like methane, like carbon dioxide, carbon monoxide. All this gas will be produced, and this gas you can use uh, you can use for cooking, for lighting, or in some electrical works. As a result, the use of the firewoods, okay, or the fossil fuels is replaced by biogas, and there would be less carbon dioxide emissions in the environment. This is one of the benefit of biogas production. Okay. You can use the poultry manure for biogas production so that the carbon dioxide emissions that arises from the burning of fossil fuels, it will be reduced. Okay. However, the poultry manure, the use of poultry manure for biogas productions, it is not much to the like appropriate level. Okay, so we do not use it much. You can use it, but not up to the level. So the best is cow dung. Cow dung is very good for biogas productions, better than a poultry manure. The drawback of biogas production is that it is costly. Of course, biogas production is quite costly, okay? And it needs operational feasibility. It is not that you can establish a biogas plant here and there, okay? You have to be skilled and you need capital, you need money to construct a biogas plant, okay? And also, it produces less biogas. It means that the use of poultry waste produces less biogas compared to the cow dung. Is it clear? Hello?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Next is the lagoons. On the right side, you can see it is the lagoons. Okay. The lagoon is basically a pond. See the picture, it is a pond. Okay. The poultry manure, it may be flushed into the open pond that is called the lagoon. Lagoon is the pond where the poultry manure is flushed away. Okay, the poultry manure that you're collecting from the farm, it is thrown away into a open field or in an open shallow pond. Okay, that pond is called the lagoon. You can see in the picture, all these are not water, okay? They are the waste product. They are waste product, okay? It may be poultry waste product or it may be this of them, okay? So all the waste product, like the poultry waste product, it is flushed away into a pond that is called the lagoon. So in that pond, bacterial action will be there. Okay, of course, it will bacterial action will be there and it will produce some foul smell. And now, after a few months, it may be after 4 or 5 months, these solutions, okay, solutions, you can collect it and you can throw it in the farmland, in the crop field, in the form of fertilizer. So that is the lagoon. I repeat, lagoon, it is a pond, okay, where the poultry waste products are thrown away or it flushed away, okay. So let it be there for 4 to 5 months. After 4 to 5 months, you can collect the solution, okay, and apply it to the crop field in the form of fertilizer. That is called the lagoons. Is it clear? Anyone having any doubt in lagoons? Hello?
Yes, ma'am.
A student from Salisi? What about the girls? It is clear or not? What is lagoon?
Yes, ma'am. Clear.
Okay. So in this slide, we learn the biogas production and lagoons. Next is the fertilizer. Poultry waste can also be used as a fertilizer. Okay. Number A point, poultry waste as an organic fertilizer. As I had said earlier, a poultry waste, it contains nitrogen, phosphorus, potash, and again, yes, potassium, and some iron, cobalt, zinc, etc. All these elements are present in the poultry waste, and it makes the poultry waste product a very rich, nutrient-rich product. Okay, so because of the presence of these organic substances, you can use the poultry waste product in the form of fertilizer to increase the crop production. Okay, so because of the content of the NPK and some zinc, molybdenum, iron, because of presence of all these elements in the poultry waste product, you can utilize the poultry waste product as a manure and you can apply it to the crop field to increase the crop production. And another method of why it is important to apply the poultry waste product in the soil. There is one benefit. Okay, actually there's many benefit. One is that water holding capacity. The water holding capacity of the soil increases when you apply the waste product to the soil. Okay, when you apply the waste product to the soil, it not only increases the crop production of that particular area, it not only increases the fertility of that area, but also the water holding capacity of the soil increases. Okay, so number B is the composting. Composting is a natural biological process by which organic matter is broken down and decomposed. In a very simple way, if you throw some like dead birds, or if you throw any product, any like not plastic, okay, if you throw some banana seed, some banana plants, or if you throw any clothes, after some time it will become decomposed. So it is a composting. Composting, it is a natural biological process by which organic matter is broken down and decomposed. So when you throw any product, when you throw any stuff, okay, any what shall I say, like leaves, like vegetables, if you throw it in open field, after some days it will become decomposed. That is called the composting. Okay. So composting, it is also a very common method to treat the poultry products like manure, litter, and feeder. So if you collect the feeders and the litter and also the manure of the poultry in one particular area and make it compost. Okay, you can make it compost. You can see in the picture here, some birds, they are just, you can see they are nurturing in the ground, and the black color, it is the compost material. Okay, so some of the litter materials, some of the feathers are thrown away in the open field and let it compost naturally. Okay, that is the compost. The end product that we receive after 8 weeks, okay, the end product that we receive after 8 weeks is feasible, or it becomes appropriate to use as a fertilizer to your crop field. Okay, that is the composting. I repeat, in composting, you can collect the manures, the litter, the feathers of the poultry bird. You can collect it in and let it be in the open field. After 6 to 8 weeks, it will start decomposition. Okay, complete decompositions will be there after 6 to 8 weeks, and the end products that you get, okay, after 8 weeks, you can apply it to the crop field in the form of fertilizer. That is called the composting. Next is the vermicompost. Vermicompost, again, it is the process or the technique of using some special earthworm to degrade the waste product. Okay, to degrade the waste product to produce some organic fertilizer. That is called the vermicast. I repeat, vermicompost. Okay, vermicompost is the process or the technique of using some special earthworm. Okay, to degrade the waste product. It may be manure or it may be litter. Okay, to some organic fertilizer. That is the vermicompost. So you can use the poultry manure or poultry litter in the form of vermicompost, and after that you can apply it to the crop field. That is how a poultry manure has to be treated in the form of fertilizer. The first is that the poultry manure, it contains the high NPK and also some elements like iron, zinc, cobalt. Okay, because of presence of all these substances, a poultry waste product is considered to be a rich, nutrient-rich substance. And because of this nutrient-rich substance, you can apply it to the crop field in the form of fertilizer. When you apply to the crop field, it increases the fertility of the surrounding area. It increases the crop production, and also the water holding capacity of the soil is also increases. Second is the composting. So composting is a natural process by which organic matter is broken down and decomposed. So the poultry waste product like manure, litter or feather, you can collect it and you can keep it in the open area, let it decompose. Okay. After 8 weeks, whatever the residue that you obtain by that process, you can apply it to the crop field in the form of fertilizer. The third is the vermicompost. So vermicompost, it is a technique by which a special earthworm is used to degrade the waste product of the poultry to some organic fertilizer that is called the vermicast. And now you can apply that end product, okay, to the crop field in the form of fertilizer. That is how a poultry waste product has to be used as a fertilizer. Is it clear to you? Yes? Is it clear to you?
Yes, ma'am.
Jaloki students, anyone having any doubt?
No, ma'am.
No, ma'am.
No, ma'am.
Actually, if I say what is composting, okay, there would be a very big mechanisms. But as you people, as you are the first year, so you do not need to go through all the details, okay. Only you have to know what is composting and what is vermicompost. Only the small items, only the small things that you have to know, so that when you come to the second year, to the third year, or further class, you have to know the every details of that. Okay. So for timing, I'm giving only the highlights. Next is the disposal of dead birds. That is very essential. Okay. There is no farm where there is no dead. So dead birds, again, we have to throw it, or we have to dispose it carefully, so that there should not be spreading of any infections to the human or to the animals. So we have to take various safe measures for disposals of the dead birds. The first is the incinerations or the burning. Anyone, do you know what is the difference between the incinerations and the burning? Anyone? Here I write incineration / burning, but in fact they are the different term. Okay. Anyone do have any knowledge about this? What the difference between the two terms? Yes, incineration is the machines. Okay. Okay, good. And anyone who can add a little bit more? Or what is burning then? Burning, we do not use machine, right? So,
Yes, ma'am.
yes, it is right. Burning, where we are burning, we burn some dead birds or carcass in an open area. Okay, with the help of woods, with the help of woods, if we burn something, that is called the burning. There's no proper channel for this emissions of the smoke that arises. Okay, that arises from burning. The burning smoke, it arises and meets in the sky. Okay, we do not have a proper channel for disposal, or for proper channel of like smoke channel, we do not have in burning. Okay, but in incinerations, what we do, we use the electricity. Okay, and there is a very proper channel for generations of the smoke. Unlike in burning, we do not have any channel for this emissions of the smoke. Okay, but in incineration, a proper channel is there through which all the smoke is collected and it pass away to some other outlet. Okay, so that is the difference between incineration and burning. Incineration, we use electricity. Burning, we use fireworks. Incineration, we have a proper outlet for the smoke that arises from the burnt, but in burning, we do not have any proper outlet for the smoke arises from the burning. So here, burning or incineration is another method of disposals of the dead birds. So it will burn the carcass. Not only the carcass, it will burn the microorganisms because of which the animal died. Okay. For example, if the animal died because of some infectious agent, so the burning or incineration, it will burn away all the pathogenic organisms. So this is very good. Okay. However, the smoke problem, yes, smoke problem is there in case of burning. Incineration, the smoke problem is less. And on the right side, you can see burying. So burying, you have to use a burial pit. Okay, you have to use a burial pit. The depth of the pit, it should be depth enough that any predators should not come and take away the buried animals. Okay, you have to make a very deep enough this pit so that any predator or any carnivore animals or any dogs come and does not be able to take out, does not be able to dig and take out the dead carcass. Okay, so what you can do, you can apply some this one lime. Okay, you can apply some lime over the carcass, and after that you can apply, you can put the soil. Okay, even after that you can apply the lime in an area surrounding to the burial area. Okay, however, the most important thing that you have to know about the burying is the distance. This, at what distance you can, at what distance you can make a burial pit. You cannot make a burial pit just in your backyard. You cannot make it. You have to maintain a minimum distance. Okay, a minimum distance of 91 or 92 meter should be maintained between the burial pit and any residential area or any farm or any water area. So if you bury the carcass in and around the water area, then the pathogens that come out from the decomposed part of the, from the decomposed carcass, it will contaminate the soil. It will contaminate the soil and it will go to the water body. And the surrounding all water body, again, it will become pollutions. And any animal or human, when consume that sort of water, then they will suffer from diseases. So in burying, minimum distance 91 or 92 meter has to be maintained from the burial site and also from human residence area or some water bodies or some farm area. Okay. In burning, the pathogens are killed, but in burying, the pathogens are not killed. They remain there in the burial site. Okay. So in the picture, you can see on the left hand side, it is a incineration. Okay. Left hand side, you can see it is an incineration, and on the right hand side, you can see many birds, they are dumping in a burial pit. So this is the picture I want to show you what is the burning and what is the burying. Okay, this is how we are going to dispose the dead animal, and you must not throw any dead animals in the open field or in the roadside. Okay, because the predator, the dogs or any carnivore animals, they will consume it, and again they will suffer some diseases if the carcass died because of some infection disease. Okay, then the disease, it will come to the dog or it will come to the predator and it will start spreading the disease to the human. Okay, so that's why you have to dispose the bird or any animal either in the form of incineration or burning or buried. Okay. So next is the value addition products of poultry waste. It means that what are the value addition products that we can achieve from our poultry waste? First is number A, okay, in the form of supplement. The egg cells and the egg membrane, they have a very high market value. Okay, the egg cell and the egg membrane, they have a very high market value because they are rich in protein. Because of the rich in protein, they are utilized in the form of medicines. Okay, either in the form of dental work or in plastic surgery or in some osteoporosis treatment, the egg cell and the membrane has been used widely. Okay. Then again, you can see in the picture here, it is the egg cell. Okay, the egg cell, it is ground into powder. Who is joining? So in the picture on the left hand side, you can see it is the egg cell. Okay, the egg cell, you collect it from farm, You wash it properly, make it sun dry, and you can grind it, okay? And it can be used as a source of calcium, okay? And also it can be used in the dentist for filling the cavities, okay? That is how poultry waste product has been utilized in a very valuable byproducts, okay? I repeat, the egg cells and the egg membranes, they have a high market value. Okay. The egg membrane, it contains about 10% of collagen. The egg membrane, they contains about 10% of collagen. And because of this collagen and this egg membrane, it can be used in plastic surgery and in some osteoporosis treatment. Okay. And also the egg cell, it can be ground into a fine powder and you can use as calcium supplement or you can use it in some dental works. Okay, that is how a poultry waste product has been used. The second is the rendering into animal feed. So rendering, it is a process of application of heat to remove the fat from the meat. I repeat, rendering is the process of application of heat to remove fat from the meat and make a product that is safe for animal consumption. Okay, so suppose you have dead animals or dead birds. Okay, dead birds, you can use it as a source of animal feed. So before that, you have to go a rendering process. So rendering process, the dead bird, it has to be heated, okay, so that the fat should be extracted from the meat. And the product that we obtain after rendering, it is a good source of protein, good source of fat, and rich in nutrients. And that's why that product can be used as a feed supplement for other livestock animal. Okay, so that is the rendering. Is it clear to you? What is rendering? So rendering is the process of application of heat. You're applying some heat to a carcass, okay? And the fat, whatever the fat that is contained in the meat, it will comes out. Okay, now that fat, you can use it as a source of fat and can supplement to the animal. Okay, it may be cattle or it might be buffalo. You can supplement it. Okay, that is called the rendering. So the first is the egg cell and membrane, and second is the rendering into the animal feed. Now feathers. Okay, chicken feathers, we normally throw it. We do not want it. Okay, but this chicken feather, you can utilize it into a valuable byproducts. Okay, how? First is the feather milk. So the feather of a chicken, it contains more than 91% of protein. And this protein is basically a keratin protein. And side by side, it contains 1% of the lipids and 8% of the water. Okay, 8%, it contains 8% water. And also it contains some amino acids like cysteine, arginine, threonine. So the feather milk is very rich in nutrients. Okay, it contains proteins, it contains lipids, it contains amino acids. So it is very rich in nutrients. As a result, this feather, it can be used as a feather milk. But you cannot feed it like that. You have to submit all the feathers to a plant. Okay, they will convert it into a milk. You cannot collect the feeder and you cannot give to your cattle. Okay, it's not the process of giving. So you have to convert it into feather milk in the form of powder. Then after that, you can use to the feeding of livestock animals. Next is the biodegradable plastic. Feather, how you're going to convert the feather into biodegradable plastic. So the poultry feather, as I already told, it contains a keratin protein. So because of the presence of this keratin protein, you can convert it into fine products, into fine dust-like particle. Okay, into a dust-like particle, you can convert this feather. Okay, and after that, you can mold it into various shapes. You can heat the fine products, you can heat the powder-like products at a temperature of 170 degrees centigrade. And after that, you can mold it into various shapes. You can see in the picture, see? All these are all these are thermoplastic products, okay, that can be achieved from a feather. Okay, the feather it contains high keratin protein, and as a result, you can convert it into a fine dust-like particle. And this dust-like particle, you can heat it at 170 degrees centigrade, and after that, it will convert. You can convert it into various safe. You can use in the form of plastic substances. For example, scale. There are some scales that has been made from the feathers, from the chicken feathers. Okay, you can make some plastic scale also from the feather. So this is how feather has to be converted into a biodegradable plastic product. Okay, this is very simple. Okay, is it clear to you?
Yes, ma'am.
So again, I repeat in this slide what is there. The poultry feather, because of the high content of the keratin protein, lipids, and some amino acids like cysteine, arginine, threonine, this feather, it can be used as a feather milk. You can use it as a feather milk and you can feed it to your livestock animal. Okay, that is the feather milk. Second is the biodegradable plastic. So here, the poultry feathers are converted into some plastic product. Okay, with the help of you can convert it to the plastic product. Okay, by the process called polymerization. Okay, with the help of the process called polymerization, you can convert the poultry feather into some biodegradable plastic products, and you can use this plastic product. Okay, for example, scale. You can the plastic scale can also be prepared from a feather. And again, some plastic this one what let's say, the plastic flower. Okay, flower vase, you can prepare it from the biodegradable what let's say, the feather can be used for preparations of some flower vase. So like that, there are many products that you can prepare from a feather. Next is the livestock. Okay, as a livestock feed, I had already said the feather, the poultry products. Okay, it may be like a poultry manure or it may be like feather. You can utilize it and you can process it and you can give it as a source of supplement to your livestock animal. Okay, so this is the end of today's slide. Okay. As a livestock feed, you can use the poultry feeders, you can use the poultry manure or the poultry feces. You can dry it and you can process it and you can give to the as a source of supplement to your livestock animal. This is about today's class. Okay, I want to repeat. Just I want to give a slight touch to each and every slide. So this is the types of poultry waste. Okay, so the poultry waste is divided into two: the solid waste and the liquid waste. The solid waste is like feces, the packaging materials, the dead birds, and broken eggs. All this come under the solid waste product. And the liquid is basically water that is used for cleaning the farm equipments or the farm area. Okay, that is the liquid waste. Next is the pollution and environmental issues. So if you do not treat the poultry waste product, what are the problems that you're going to face? Okay, the first is that environmental pollutions will be there. Offensive smell will come. The flies and rodents, they will start breeding at the site where you dump the poultry waste product. Then the algae productions. When you throw the waste product to the water body, there would be algae productions, eutrophications, leading to the water pollution. And growth of some microbes, okay, like Pfiesteria, Physicida. These microbes, it will spread infections to the nearby area. Okay, it will leading to the soil pollution. And also the poultry waste product, it decreases or it destroys the physical and chemical property of the soil, leading to the soil pollution. Okay. Next is the objective of the waste management. Why we need to manage a poultry waste product? So to prevent the disease spreading, eliminate the threats of the waste, reduces the fly problems, and a proper waste management, it will reduces the offensive smell that comes from the waste product. It reduces the environmental pollution, and you can convert the poultry waste product into some useful things, and through which you can gain some income generations, okay, by selling the poultry waste product. Next, here comes the actual thing, okay, the methods of poultry waste product. What are the methods that you can apply to dispose the poultry waste product? One is the drying. So drying under this, the sun drying, the air drying, and the heat drying. So sun drying, you are drying the waste product under the sun. Air drying, you are drying the poultry waste product with the help of some hot air. Okay, hot air is blown to the waste product. That's how the drying can be done. Next is the heat drying. So you can use some heating devices and you can make the waste product dry. So the benefits of the drying is that it decreases the water content, okay, moisture content in the waste product. As a result, the offensive smell will be reduced, microbial action will be reduced, and ultimately, a dry waste product is very easy to handle, okay. Next is the heaping. So in the picture also you can see heaping. You're stacking the waste product one after another in a particular area. That is called the heaping. So the advantage of heaping is that inside the heap, the temperature will arises, and this temperature will increase, and the increase of this temperature, it will kill some microbes. For example, coliform. The coliform bacteria, it will be killed by increase of temperature inside the heap. Okay, this is another one benefit. So spreading is that you're spreading the waste product, okay, maybe after drying, okay, after sun drying or any form of drying, you can spread the waste product in the crop field in the form of fertilizer. Next is the biogas productions. So the poultry waste product you can use for the productions of the biogas, okay. So the poultry waste product, you can collect it in a closed tank, okay, and then their anaerobic bacteria, they will start acting. There would be productions of some combustible gases, methane gas, mostly methane gas, okay, and this methane gas or combinations of oxygen, nitrogen, hydrogen, all these gas you can use as a source of energy for cooking, for lighting, for electrical works. As a result, it decreases the use of fossil fuels, okay. That is the benefit of biogas production. But the drawback is that it is costly. So it is not easy to set up a biogas plant. And poultry biogas plant, it is not up to the mark when compared to other livestock animal, okay. Number 5 is the lagoons. Lagoons, it is a pond, okay, where you're dumping all the poultry manure. So you're flushing the poultry manure in an open pond that is called the lagoon. And there the microbial action will start, okay. And that solutions, maybe after 4 or 5 months, the solutions you can apply to the crop field in the form of fertilizer. But the disadvantage of lagoon is that because of the bacterial actions, some foul smell will be there, okay. That is the disadvantage of lagoons. Next is the fertilizer. A poultry waste can also be used as a fertilizer because they contain nitrogen 0.9%, phosphorus 0.5%, and potassium 1.5%. In addition to that, the iron, the copper, zinc, all these substances are present in the poultry waste product. As a result, the poultry waste you can use as a fertilizer, okay. Next is the composting. So composting, it is a process, it is a natural process by which any organic material is broken down and decomposed. Suppose you were throwing the dead body. After some days or after a few weeks, you can see it start decompose. Okay, that is called the composting. It is a biological process. So, like that also, you can let the poultry feathers, the poultry litter or the manure, you can make it decompose. And after 8 weeks, whatever the substances that you obtain, you can apply it as a fertilizer. Next is the vermicompost. Vermicompost is the process of using some special earthworm, like white earthworm is also used. Okay, so with the use of earthworm, you can degrade the poultry waste product into some organic fertilizer, and after that you can utilize it in the crop field. That is how poultry waste has to be applied as a fertilizer. Next is the disposal of dead birds. Here, the dead birds, you can dispose it into three ways. One is the incineration or burning, another is the burying. So in burning, all the pathogens are killed, and in burying, the pathogens are not killed. Okay. So in burying, sometimes there is the smoke problem, but in burying, there is no smoke problem. So you can compare the advantage and disadvantage of burying and incineration. Okay. So in burying, you have to know one thing, that the burial pit, it should be very much, it should be deep enough, okay, so that any predators should not come and dig the particular area and take out the dead carcass. If it is taken out the dead carcass, again the infections will be spread to the surrounding area, even on the surface of the soil. It will lead to contamination. Okay, so you have to take a special care. Next is the value addition products of poultry waste. It means that what are the valuable value addition products that you can achieve from a poultry waste. First is the as a supplement. The egg cell and the membrane, they are rich in nutrients. Okay, so as a result, you can use in the form of like it has a very high market value. Okay, in market value, like in the preparations of some medicines, in plastic surgery, and also in osteoporosis treatment, the egg cell and the egg membrane, they are widely used. Okay, especially the again the egg cells, you can use it as a calcium source. Egg cell you can use as a calcium source and also in the treatment of osteoporosis. And the egg membrane you can use as in the plastic surgery and also in some like medicine preparation. Okay. Next is the rendering into animal feed. Rendering is the process of application of heat. So I will give the write-up. Okay. After the end of the class, I will submit the write-up. You can come and also the PPT. So what you have to do, you compare the PPT and also with the write-up. Okay. PPT it is written in a very nutshell. Okay. So most of the descriptions is written in the this one Word file. Okay. So you compare the Word format and also you compare the slide, and side by side you can compare and you can learn. So rendering into animal feed. So rendering is the heating of the carcass so that the fat is extracted from the meat product. Okay, and rendering the end product. Okay, the end product you can use as a good source of protein, good source of fat, and you can feed it to the animal. So after that is the feeders. Okay, feeder conversion. It means that the chicken feeders you can use in some valuable byproducts. Okay, first is the feeder milk. Because of the high content of proteins, lipids, and some amino acids, the poultry feeder you can use it as a source of supplement to the livestock animal. Okay, that is called the feeder milk. Next is the biodegradable plastic. It means that the poultry feeders, because of content of keratin protein, you can convert into some fine products. Okay, the poultry feeder you can convert into a fine products, and you can mold it into various shapes of plastic as per your need. Okay, you can mold it into various shapes. So that is called the thermoplastic products. Okay, you can prepare the thermoplastic product from the chicken feeder. That is the biodegradable plastic. So as a livestock feed, okay, I already repeated this point. Because of the high content of the this potassium, phosphorus, you can utilize the chicken feed as a the chicken waste manure, the chicken manure as a feed for other livestock animals. So So anyone having any doubt in any slide or any point of discussions, you can clear. Now, I will ask the question, okay? Erentilla. I hope says from Felici. Erentilla. Are you present?
Yes, ma'am.
So, Erentilla, what do you mean by the term lagoons? Very easy, okay? What is lagoon?
Excuse me, ma'am.
Lagoons, okay? I discussed lagoon is another method of disposal of the poultry waste product. So, what is there in the lagoon?
In this method, the solution may be spread in a liquid form on farmland.
Okay, right. So the poultry waste product, it is flushed away in a pond, okay? So there, the microbial action will be there, okay, in that pond. And after few weeks or after few months, the solutions, you can collect it in the form of liquid, okay? And you can apply it to the crop field as a fertilizer. That is called the lagoons, okay?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So next is the Atul Kumar. Atul Kumar,
Yes, ma'am.
which is the easiest and oldest method of drying? Drying of poultry waste,
Ma'am, sun drying.
sun drying. And what are the benefits of drying?
Ma'am, it removes odor and foul smell and kills microorganisms.
So drying it decreases the water content. Okay, the moisture content decreases in the feces. So when water content is decreases, then less microbes will be there, and the less microbe, they will produce the less foul smell. Okay, and as a result, the offensive smell that is produced from a product, it will be decreases. And side by side, a dry product, you can easily pack it up, you can easily handle, you can easily carry. Okay, there's another benefit of drying. Okay, okay, thank you.
Yes, ma'am.
So next is the baby, a very let comer, I can say. So baby, you can tell me some examples of solid waste product obtained from a poultry farm. What are the solid waste products that you can obtain from a poultry farm?
Excuse me, ma'am.
So the poultry waste product is divided into two. One is the solid and one is the liquid. Okay. Another is the gaseous.
Yes,
Okay.
ma'am.
So the solid waste
Yes,
product,
ma'am.
can you give me some example?
Fecal and urinary excreta, poultry
Yes.
litter, dead birds, packing material, waste feed, feeders, and hatchery waste, etc.
Okay, very good. Thank you. Next
Thank you,
is
ma'am.
the Kepi Kamei. Hello, Kepi Kamei, you present? Kepi Kamei. Okay, leave. Then Rahul Devnath. So Rahul Devnath, can you hear me? Rahul Devnath, can you hear me?
Yes, ma'am.
So can you tell me composting? What do you mean by the term called composting?
Ma'am, it is a biological natural process by which the organic materials are being broken down and they are decomposed. And the time taken is some kind of 8 weeks.
Okay, yes. So after 8 weeks, the substance that we obtain is called the compost. Okay, compost. This after 8 weeks, you can apply it to the profile. Okay.
Yes, sir.
So thank you. Next is the
Thank you, ma'am.
Jayanika Paul. Chayanika Pal,
Yes, ma'am.
what is rendering? What is rendering? What is rendering?
Ma'am, it's remove fat from the meat.
Okay, it is a, yeah, for like, in a very simple way, you can say that it is applications of heat to remove the fat from the meat. Okay, and make a safe supplement for protein, fat, and nutrient rich, and you can feed it to the animal. Okay, that is the rendering. Thank you. Victoria Tamuk. Victoria Tamuk. Victoria. No response. Okay, last one I'm going to ask to Nivedita Pal.
Yes, ma'am.
So you tell me like what I have already discussed the different how different methods of poultry waste management. So you tell everything in a very brief, right from this drying divided into three. Then after that, whatever that you can remember, you can tell me.
Ma'am, its method is drying method, keeping method, spreading method, biogas method, and lagunas, fertilization method.
Okay, so very good. That disposal of the dead bird is again very important and value addition product that you can achieve from a poultry waste. Okay, so this is about today's class. So this is, I think it is quite easy. It's not a very tough, like because you do not need to follow any sort of mechanisms. So it is just a theory part, like literature. Okay, nothing is there to draw. Nothing is there to remember, like to mechanism sort thing is not there. So I hope every one of you understand, and I will share the write-up part. Okay. So with the write-up part, you can compare with the presentations that I'm going to share again in the this one group. So you can compare the presentation and also the write-up part, and any doubt you can call me. Okay. I hope all of you can follow. I hope. So I thank all of you for joining the class, and any doubt, you're most welcome. So I want to end the class now. Why not the class? It's okay.
Thank you,
Thank you,
ma'am.
Thank
ma'am.
you, ma'am.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you,
Thank you, ma'am.
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 Thank you.